I didn't go. I was too prepossessed or lazy to travel the 3,000 miles that would have put me in the eponymic clutch of Max Yasgur's farm, but it was in the air. This black light scratch, this oxytocic holler in the earth's fabric, and so I must return less absent this time to tell you what it may yet mean as ships go sailing on the green looped sea of some faint yet discernible dawn. It is my delirium, my presumption. I have thought about it a great deal. It forms a racket in my revenant head. I give it to the poets who are here. I fling it at the monstrous moment that surrounds us like a resung dirge. Woodstock. It was silly. Scamps and minstrels' pipes and wigwam stew, the kiln of the blood, fat cow and all. The plenipotentiary fruit of our insufferable retreat from what they say is sanity. Twisted, overawed, hemp-infested ruminants in mud and gold, they said. Merriment and spontaneity, toiling under the arm of barrack America's tedium, I say. Orphans from the corporate hoax, apostolic Lorelei with shipwrecked shoulder fur, vulgar and familiar, with feudal robes and synesthesia's fife, cadence and fretwork, dilettantes and mendicants, sweet peas, rucksacks, visions and right angles, roving cherubs, patchouli sweet, balladeers, and fiddler's echolalia, circular and solvent notes, Jordan River rites, taut and lithesome grace, sound and proclamation, seer and halloo, castles on the swanning clouds, Woodstock. And now, they're all bankers and stock analysts and dipsomaniacs with shriveled necks in caca land, reconvening, re-embracing the rusted myth. Puny landlubbers on the sea of pith. Dreams, old and mortal, running on the hobo wind of we is ants. Bungling, bursting, out of reach and unfulfilled, bovine in their wrinkled bloom. Mean it? Nah. Liars. You meant it. The soft, fraternal lupercalia, all the sums of it, all the loam and marl of it, the denim parliament in the pasture, all the downpour and infectious trot of it, every bowl and staff of it, every washed foot of it, with malignity and grandiosity, you disclaim it. Your heart, this thesis of many folding fates, the continental tributaries of the soul, mopboards flung like frisbees, zigzags and academic redress, the truant non-specific wish, a sparse and rising noctilucent phoenix, the rhythmic decompression from the sprawl of urban futures. With sinews singing reveille in the callow perfidy of youth, you broke away, thumbing rides like pranksters at a zoo, and now you split hairs in opprobrium through the oblique courtship of your moods, whining, with a hoarse marasmus faint from the hyperbolic rudeness of your frosted, clicking heel. Woodstock. Copious you were. Scented misfits, bumbling bodhisattvas, fiery propedeutic crucible of music, kinetic aureole at the meridian of the world. The calling of the tribes, I say. Unruly, rough, irresolute, swallows and butterflies and beef on the hoof, but 450,000 strong, the wheat pit retort of the nation's blue electric belly. 3 births, 3 deaths, 214 porta-potties, 85 Marshall stacks, 3 broken noses, 47 drug overdoses, and all of you lathering, greasing, beautiful, grinding, pressing, rubbing people, fluid and mercurial, cenobites in the water-bearer senses, buffed and nabby, the flint rock of blazing polyphonial youth, the merchant ship of the hippodrome, unvarnished, unbathed, ruddy, spangled gawking, purring in the paean clutch of windsong and Lydian measure, arrayed in spit and light gravity, gorgeous like Phoebe and Selene, stowaways of the Aquarian politics, sanctum sanctorum shit. Liars!
Melvin gets on the bus. He's a blunt, scurvy-faced little crack-sucking weasel. He's our stem, our runner, the cobra of our magical city with hypodermic fangs blooming, the acrimony of our withered memory, the squeaky chair of egocentric abandonment hemmed in by decay, the discontent we build our failed visions from and with.
Verticality is everything. Up, up, up! Never look back. Immaculate spies, maculate lies, Lord of the Flies, grasp the sibilant wings of that leaden vortex. Corrective, purgative, prophylactic, all use straight arrows in your centripetal fungal niche. Shirts iron, jaws wired, pulverized and narcotized by the excruciating vulnerability of mortal dread. I am the lexicographer of the Woodstock dead. Shoot, stab, smoke, eat, crap, sleep, slap, die, liars. Where? The senseless, irrational pangs of proto-love, the rogue scherzo of the saucy loco vitae. Not nostalgia's rusted bus, but the wag-tailed puppy mind. The sunstroke of our inattention to the mule-kick ethic, the bloom of the purple princely heart, the sweet despotism of our siren innocence, the halcyon court, the purple remedy of invocational humming, the quickened altar of the waking sleeper, the magisterium a cappella of the heart's dialectic rubbed to the luster of sacrament.
After the third baby, we decided to try fetal obstetric sculpting and now have a beautiful panther child with puma paws and a monkey nose. It ate 2 of our other children. Back to the raw, solitary spile of our mantic snivel. Let us whisper in the titlark slash of Hoyanaskatsi. Mercescent, weary, sottovoce. Let us fiddle on the gibbet of the world, gris hexpod of our high-tech hermeneute, overlay our evasions and be penny-wise. It's disclaimer time. Nothing really happened. Sack and whip the fable. Take the draught of Nepenthe. Our lofty advantage, our puppet freedoms, wounded backsliders from serious fun. It's back to business as usual, as we protest our truant honking youth, adjudicated in exile, and famish the child that lives within. I had a dream last night. What a lovely dream it was. I dreamt that we were all right, happy in a land of Oz, and all of the people were gathered together, and all of the hippies were light as a feather. Woodstock. Solicitations and farewell. You whooping modulus of the unseen world, churlish, molted bird, cold, subconscious prodigy of the stilted heart, spirit grotto of the reigning age, you revelers from Little Rock and Bowling Green, Madison and St. Joe, South Bend and Hutchinson, Louisville and Tampa, Boston, Duluth and Kansas City, Billings and North Platte, Trenton, Newport News and Portland, Allentown, Murfreesboro, Oak Ridge and San Antone, fat corn belts and fertile crescents, slums and sloping rivers. The loom has made of you a hasp. An invisible convocation snapped shut. What can call you leaping forth again, notional and gaunt, through the parallax of over 50 years? What mystery forms the rabble-sweet ecclesia? What saraband of sprite-filled rude, of tinker's quotes and talismans? The scuttle of some blunted law, straddling the crags of remembrance, whose haft is swordless sentiment, pamphleted by a maniac who wasn't even there? Give me an F.